Do you ever show up at work wondering what version of yourself you're playing today?
Of ourselves or our characters?
Your character as well.
Oh, okay. Of ourselves, certainly.
I can only imagine how trippy it is for you guys sometimes.
The last 2 episodes have been kind of funny because it's playing them, playing the other, pretending to be.
You're
so
for
it's
you,
been a
that's
bit
huge.
like, but I always know who I am and where I am.
Do you have like specific mannerisms or things that you do to distinguish, you know, real Olivia from imposter Olivia?
There's a forward motion to the alternative Olivia, and there's like much more of a kind of backward motion, I think, to our Olivia. And the differences between the two are actually really quite subtle. They're the same person. They're so much the same that they're in the same job. They even ended up with the same partner, you know, in Charlie Francis. Like, they've really lived a very similar life. And so those subtleties in just a front-footedness and a back-footedness. Olivia's posture's a little bit different. She's got a bit more of a spring in her step, a little bit more light in her eyes.
Do you have a preference?
I don't. At the end of last year I would have said Bolivia for sure, but I'm kind of like, I got a little crush on Olivia at the moment.
Yeah. Amy Madigan is playing your mom.
Can you, she's...
What was it like?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We had a day together last week, and she's so warm and so genuinely excited, and she was just a blast. She was louder than I thought she was going to be, but she was just a treat. She's a horse rider and I think she's just a really perfect, I think it's perfect casting for Olivia's mother. I think you could have gone a lot of different ways, but she's an army wife, you know, she's moved around a lot, she's had a tough kind of time, lost her kid. I think it was really beautiful casting.
She's lived, she's an amazing
completely,
woman.
she's awesome. And we had fun, we sort of danced around each other for a little bit, and then it was just really fun, and I'm excited to see what they end up doing with that.
I'm curious to see the dynamic between Peter and Walter this season, now that Peter knows the truth, and how that relationship is going to evolve.
It's certainly something we think a lot about, and Josh and I had a scene yesterday. Couple of really critical scenes addressing that issue. Very strong emotional stuff. So it'll be there, and it won't be an easy answer, and I wouldn't want it to be anyway. It'll be tough. Yesterday it was like wasn't it? It was just 2 men fronting off against each other, not giving an inch, except they both were breaking in half. That's the sort of stuff that works.
The next step in that father-son relationship that we've spent so much time working on. It's something that I love that the show has done, that it's kept that dynamic, all the dynamics evolving constantly in the show. I mean, we never go half steps.
No.
It's, I mean, from ambivalence to love to hatred, really, I think, at a certain portion of last season to now exactly that scene that we were playing yesterday, where these 2 men who really do have a deep and abiding love for each other, but now have this gulf between them and have to figure out a way to ford it. It's good stuff.
But the characters are really the way it's developed. They're almost incestuous. There is this love between the characters, which has all of the toxicity that love has and all of the positive that it has. That's quite unusual in a show, to be honest with you.
It's a lot of family life.
Very much so.
Right? There's that bond that ties you together. Yeah. That is at the end of the day unbreakable. But in the meantime, you can do a lot of evil things to the people that you love.
As you do, yeah.